Alright, in order for us to have full control of the ID, right here, let's simply say the following. So we're going to say request dot and then get customer and then dot get ID. So we're going to do this. So we're going to actually not extract, let's just do this in line. So if and then this equals to null. So if this is equal to null, then we're going to generate the ID. So request dot get customer dot set ID and then UID dot random UID. And this is all for this method right here. Now let's go ahead and open up the customer. So we're going to open the customer class, and here let's do the following. So we're going to say at and then JSON ignore properties, and this takes a couple of things. So let's go ahead and simply say value, and this will take an array. So here we want to ignore the actual ID, right, coming from the client, and then we're going to say allow getters to be true. So this will simply ignore anything coming from the client, but when we send the payload to the client, we will include the ID, right? So these getters are actually what it's used to produce the JSON that gets sent from the client to the server. Now let's go ahead and open up the customer registration service, and let's go to the test, and let's see that we haven't broken anything. So let's run all the tests, and also we're going to have to add one test just to make sure that things work, right? So you can see that we haven't broken anything. So let's actually duplicate this method, and right here I'm going to paste that, and then simply say when ID is and then null, and then let's change this to null. And now this will no longer be the case, and what we're going to do is simply say is equal comparing, and then well, actually let's simply say ignoring. There's an ignoring method, so ignoring, right? So it's equal to ignoring and then given fields, right? So customer, and the field that we want to ignore is the ID, right? But what we're going to do, so let me put this on a new line so you can see everything. But what we're going to do is actually check that the ID is not null, right? So let's simply say assert that, and then customer captured value dot get ID dot is not, and then null, and then end this with semicolon. And basically right here, right, so the ID will be randomly generated, and there is no way for us to know what the actual ID is. So let's go ahead and run this test. There we go, you can see that it works. Now let's run all the tests with coverage. There we go. Now let me open up the actual class, so I want you to see that we actually covered everything. So there we go, you can see that this has been covered, and this is all for testing this class. So if you have any questions on what we've done here, go ahead and drop me a message, and I'll be more than happy to assist. This is all for now. Catch me on the next one. See ya.